Well, an early Monday morning start in the rain, and it rained quite a while on this particular day. As you could see, the rain was relentless and it came in bands. So it would be okay, then it would pour, then it would be okay. So it was just not a fun drive on the toll road, which is Interstates 8090, going from Indiana to Illinois. Well, unfortunately, I went quite a ways before I realized my microphone was not working. Here I am in, I believe it was Portage, Indiana, on the toll road. They have some really nice rest areas, and their rest areas include Tesla superchargers. I am back on the road heading to Illinois here. I seem to be losing the audio on and off, so I apologize for anything that has made this particular recording difficult. As you can see, the rain has gotten worse, so I will stop recording for a while. Well, the rain has stopped. I have my microphone seems to be working now. Let's see, anything new here? Actually, I'm doing okay, but it's mostly because I've had to go slow almost the entire time. So, primarily doing 55 miles an hour, sometimes 44. I just got to the point where the car is allowing me in self-driving to do 65 because the rain at this point has stopped. I don't know if I'm going to run into it again, but at least at this point, it has stopped. And if I look at the drive, I've consumed about a little over a third of my battery. Driving is improved from the projection. Climate is worse and has allowed me to add 3%, or better said, I lost 3% due to the climate and a few other things. So I'm kind of sort of on the line, as you can see here. Not exactly, but kind of sort of. So I'm supposed to arrive with somewhere in the neighborhood of 20%, and we'll see what I actually arrive at. All right, I'm going to get off here. I'm looking for Peru, Illinois, and a supercharger here. And as always, we'll check out the statistics. And it looks like I still have a little over a mile to go, so it's not exactly right off the interstate here. So we're going to make a left, and we'll get there. And when we pull in, I'll turn on. It did start raining again. It's just now stopping. So just not a fun drive, this particular leg of the trip. All right, we'll check some statistics. By the way, I'm at a Hy-Vee. It's a chain I'm not familiar with, so I assume it's a chain in this part of the country. So right now we are charging. We're charging a little over 700 miles an hour, which is nice. We're at 161 kilowatts, which is a good speed. These are all 250 kilowatt chargers, and there's a lot of them, by the way. I didn't count them. But there's a lot of them here in Peru, Illinois. And so far it's already cost me 73 cents. So not too bad, but we'll see what the total cost is. It looks like it's 41 cents a kilowatt hour. Yeah. Okay. So how we do is really what we're looking for. So we'll go to trips. And the last drive was 108 miles. And it was 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. So you could see what the weather and the construction did on that horrible leg I just had. 254 watt hours per mile, which is not what I would like to do. But considering what was going on, it's actually not horrible. So far, my total trip, I'm over 500 miles now. I'm at 568 miles on the total trip, so that's pretty good. And I think that's it for that information. And where are we heading? We will be in Iowa for our next stop. Let me fix this for you. So we'll be in Iowa, and we're going to a place called Walcott, Iowa, and it's actually not all that far away. And so I should be done charging here in about 20 minutes. All right, we've begun our trip again, and we're just leaving Peru, Illinois. As you can see, I'm only just under a mile from the interstate, and behold, it's raining again. This is just the longest day, unfortunately, right now. We are about 20 miles from the Iowa border, and you can see the farmland in front of us. And how's that for a giant windmill? Actually, of course, you know that that's a wind farm over there, and they are huge. A couple of things to show you that are neat. One is we're back on track as far as our energy, and our energy use is a better way to say it. So we have, it's kind of interesting here, you can see the EPA estimate would say we have about 106 miles of battery left, while over here it says, nah, you really have 74 based on the way I've seen this drive going. So that's kind of interesting in itself. And let's look at the drive. Right here, you could see the efficiency where I began to get mileage significantly better than the projection. And it was because, I'm in Illinois, so it was down to one lane again, and I was drafting a truck. And the one lane must have been for a good 15, 20 miles. And so I drafted that truck for quite a long ways, and I went from 12% at destination to 24 during that. So anyway, I'm doing really well right now, and as I said, I'm approaching Iowa. I've lost a lot of time today, and because of that, I think what I'm going to do is probably just try to get past Des Moines somewhere. And if I can find a proper rest area, I'll sleep in the car tonight. Because there's some things I want to do on some videos and other things that don't require me to upload yet tonight. If not, we'll kind of see what we're going to do. In the meantime, keep watch as we head towards Walcott, Iowa. Well, here we come to a pretty good sized bridge here, and we are at this is the Mississippi River, of course. You probably figured that already. And this is Davenport, Iowa. And we're crossing into the state of Iowa. So there is the Mississippi. Well, we've just stopped, and I'm in Walcott, Iowa. So just over the Mississippi River from Illinois. Let me see here. It is currently 68 degrees outside. And a little bit breezy. And this is going to be a rather long charge because I'm going to go a long way. So let's see what happens. We're ramping up. Right now we're pulling almost 800 miles an hour into it. As you can see there, about 163 kilowatts. It hit 200 and it started to come down from there. But anyway, that's where we are. Let's take a look at how we did on that particular trip. And so, what do we know? We just went 100 miles. Took us an hour and a half. Again, we had rain and a long one-lane road. 27 kilowatts we used. And the average was 275, which is high. So that was not good. And so far on my trip, I've put on 667 miles on my way out, actually to Yosemite, though it says Death Valley. I'm currently at the Iowa 80 truck stop. And frankly, it's gigantic. There's look like a Ferris wheel over there. Anyway, this is absolutely gigantic on I-80 here, just outside of the Tri-Cities. So welcome to Iowa. Our next stop will be a long way away, and it will be Altoona, Iowa. And my hope was always to get to Shelby. I'm not positive about that any longer. But anyway, will be Altoona, which is 140 miles, 2 hours and 40 minutes. So it's a relatively long trip, not gigantic by any means. All right, we're going to leave. And it says we'll arrive with 11%. It's pretty windy, and the wind is in our face. So I'll even be a little bit more careful. Well, let me give you a little bit of an update here. I'm at exit 220 in Iowa with the numbers going down. So I have a ways to go, of course, to Nebraska. And I'm doing okay. And what I mean by that is, if you remember, I mentioned the wind was a little bit worrisome. And I'm going to show you the graph so you can see how we're doing here. So right now the graph would say here we go. I have about 111 miles left of energy. I'm just under 250, so that's not going well. I'm going to show you a flag in a second. You can see I'm heading due west, and this flag in a moment will show you the wind is coming due north from the north, and you can see it here. So I think you could see it. I hope I showed it to you right. So let's take a peek at the drive. And so what that is telling me is right here, it says the wind from the north so far has cost about 4%, just under 4%. And my driving also, and I'm not quite sure what that means, but anyway, the driving was plus 2%. Now, I had started this leg of the trip with an estimate of arriving with 10%, and that's still pretty close, right? It says I'll arrive with 11. It has gone down, though. It rose to 15 and has now gone down to 11% just in the last 10 minutes. So that's pretty significant. I'll keep on watching here as we cross Iowa, and there's going to be another wind farm coming up here on the right. So there you go. There's some right there. Plenty of them. And also, no, not on the left. I thought on the left, but anyway, I think you have a pretty good view there. And the windows are starting to get dirty, so I'll remember to clean them. I've made it to Des Moines, Iowa, and I had made it with 9%. It's now at 10 because I've plugged it in. Currently beginning to ramp up, and I hope it's going to ramp up better than that. But anyway, it is starting to charge, and I'm now going to plan my next stop and hopefully sleeping. Let's see how I did. We'll go to trips as we always do. So here's trips. So I just went 151 miles, which was a pretty good trip. 257 watt hours per mile. Not very good, but I believe the wind caused 6% problem, which is a big deal. So That was probably a whole lot closer to 250, which is okay with me. My trip so far, I am at 818 miles total on my way to California. And I think that is it right now. Let's take a peek here. The next stop would be Shelby, Iowa, before I leave Iowa for Nebraska. And so here, I'm only here for about 15, 20 minutes right now, and I should be in Shelby around 8. So I am going to look for a place to be able to stop and just rest for several hours or even longer. We are all set. If I kept driving, I would be in Las Vegas tomorrow night at 8:39. Good morning, and you can't see me. Anyway, this is where I slept last night. Here's my bed, and you may not be able to see it, so this may not work. Let me try a light. Here's my pillow and my bed. And I'm starting very early here from Interstate 80 in Iowa. And I'll let you see me shortly. I don't look good when I wake up.